Okay, I was not nervous until I came here. I'm just going to start by inviting all of you to listen to the following words and just soak them in. I am from clear skies and beautiful valleys, from mornings that begin with sweet sounds of birds and crickets. I'm from a home filled with the aroma of sadza and meat, from a place where people smile to hide tears. I'm from walking 10 miles to look for drinking water, from making the decision to leave my family, not knowing when I will see them next. I'm from boarding a plane with nothing but faith that someone will be waiting for me on the other side. A year ago, at the annual Edgewood College Festival of Lights, a gathering that acknowledges all the different holidays that are celebrated during the month of December, I heard my first ever Where I'm From poems. I remember standing in the Prattling lobby, absorbing these inspirational stories. They were all beautiful and they reflected people's journeys. And I thought to myself, this is great. Each poem was so distinct. And as each was read, I got goosebumps. All the poets sounded really passionate about where they were from. And all the little details served as punchlines to the uniqueness of who they were and what shaped their values. That night, I went to my room and I wrote my very own Where I'm From poem. Although I've always been proud of my home country and culture, it wasn't until that night that I actually realized how beautiful my story is. Coming to the USA, or the land of abundant electricity, as I like to call it, I was just so perplexed by the abundance and speed of everything. And the reason why I call it the land of abundance electricity is because where I'm from, you won't have electricity 4 or more days out of 7 because of load shedding. So having electricity every day was too much for me and I had to do something about it, so I gave the US a second name. When I came here, I looked back at all the times that I had studied using a kerosene lamp or a candle. Went to school with shoes that were falling apart, or all the times that I had gone to bed hungry. And I say to myself, well, now I'm in heaven. I slowly started to see all the bad things about my country. But that night when I wrote my Where I'm From poem, I was so proud and passionate. And I just had to share part of it with you. Okay, Idah, you have a great story. But this is not just your day, it's our day, you might say. We don't even know what the sadza stuff that you referred in your poem is, let alone what it smells like. We just cannot relate to your story. Well, that is true, and I totally understand. Because if any one of you were up here telling your story, I would say the same exact thing. I just cannot relate to your story. And yes, we cannot completely relate to each other's stories. We are all unique, beautiful, and talented individuals. Yet we all chose to come together with one common goal: to educate ourselves and become better people in society. Whether you came from Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Saudi Arabia, with all our different stories, we came together, pursued the Edgewood College journey, and we arrived at this ceremony together. With all our different stories, we joined numerous student organizations, worked on and off campus, participated in protests, missed out on spring break trips to Florida in order to go and repair home in rural West Virginia. We went to early morning clinicals and late night labs, attended educational lectures, conferences, sporting events, and so on. Class of 16, all this is summed up in one word: community. I have come across numerous definitions of community, But I think the most essential elements of a community are that through increased responsibility, risk, and vulnerability of its members, a community strives to develop into a brave space. A space where acceptance, appreciation of human diversity, personal growth, healing, and self-discovery flourishes. To me, these elements of community scream that the journey we took was not about relating to Idah's story. It was not even about understanding the story. And by the way, Sadza is just cornmeal in a Zimbabwean language, just in case you were still wondering. The journey we took was about appreciating the beauty and struggles each of us has endured. It was about partnership, working together to search for truth, and collaborating to make meaningful contributions in building a just and compassionate world. And we did it. It was not easy, that we can all agree on. I remember calling my family in 2014 and telling them that I didn't know if I had made the right decision to go to a college in a foreign land. However, I also recall the passion and sincerity in Greg Alexandrian's voice as he taught the advanced web development class later that afternoon. He explained really difficult concepts with boldness and confidence. He even had candy for all the correct answers we gave. And yes, this was an advanced web development class. To me, this represents all the little stepping stones that helped us to power through even when it seemed impossible to continue. We might not feel any different right now. I mean, we haven't even turned our tassels, but we are not the same people we were 4 years ago. Through the tireless effort of our faculty and staff, parents, guardians, and fellow students, we have grown. We are all stronger, more intelligent, and believe it or not, we are ready to take the next step. Some of us might not know what that next step is, but one thing is for sure, it's out there somewhere waiting our arrival. This might be a fairy tale to some, especially because we live in a time where people seek instant gratification. But remember 4 years ago when we sat in the Edge Dome, listening, or at least pretending to listen, to our welcome address by Maggie Ballisteri-Clark, the then Dean of Students. Graduation was just a distant dream. But through great patience and perseverance, we are sitting here today. Now, as we all continue to tread towards that next step, I urge you to reflect on this quote by Maya Angelou. My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. Whether you're going into the workplace, advancing your education, or pursuing other plans, remember to do everything with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and lots of style. Above all, just be the best version of yourself. Now, as we leave this place today, it is with no doubt or hesitation. As different as our stories may be, we now share a common and binding thread, and it goes like this. We are from a community guided by Dominican values, a community where people strive to be inclusive and loving, a community where heart speaks to heart. We are from a home filled with the aromas of Phil's and Wingra food, a community where people smile to express their appreciation of those around them. We are from Edgewood College. We did it, class of 2016. Congratulations.